you took a break from music, right?
I did because I was working on my health.
Okay.
You know, for 15 years, I was an alcoholic. Right?
For 15 years?
For 15 years.
Okay.
When I say like that, I was a functioning alcoholic.
How did you become an alcoholic? Or at what point do you realise you're now an alcoholic?
You don't realise it.
You must have at some point.
At some point, yeah, because I wrote songs, bro, and I didn't even realise until later on.
So how did you realise that you were an alcoholic? And what makes you an alcoholic? What is the point? Is it 5 glasses okay, but 6 is alcoholic?
No, but do you know what it is? It's the whole. It becomes a habit. You like firstly, when you start enjoying it, it's all fun in it. It's all fun and games.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, what happens is you drink it so much that it doesn't do anything for you.
Okay.
So then
you weren't getting drunk anymore.
Weren't getting drunk, but when I was, it's because, or say like we'd go out for an evening.
Yeah.
And I'd be mash up. Yeah. For example, right? People are thinking, he's a lightweight, not knowing that I have been drinking from morning.
So you wake up in the morning.
Absolutely.
What were you drinking? Was it wines or spirits?
Well, it started off with Magnums. Those were my thing. They used to call me Magnum King, you know. That was a mad thing.
Before they knew what was going on.
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on. I'm there, there's eight Magnums in the studio. That's crazy. Yeah. But then, you know, later
I've never had a Magnum in my life.
It don't.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Just don't. It's just sugar with fermented sugar.
Okay, yeah, fair.
They ain't never sponsoring me for that now. Yeah. But it's then I started getting onto spirits more and just straight.
So in the morning, breakfast, a little bit of Weetabix and
what
a JD.
I wasn't eating, bro. You see, I wasn't eating at all. And do you know what? By God's grace, I haven't got any problems with any of my organs.
So, okay, so at what point do you realise that you've got a problem, and how do you go about getting help?
Firstly, it's very difficult because addiction is horrible, man. It's such a horrible disease because most of the time you know that you're not well, but you're in denial, and you will find any excuse to get that, whatever it is, whatever hit it is, that little buzz, and
just one more.
Yeah, just one more for no reason. Yeah. Like, it's Tuesday, let's go for a drink. It just doesn't make sense. But for me, it came to a point, bro, I didn't even know what I was doing. Literally. And thankfully I've got like great friends around me, man.
Yeah.
I've got beautiful friends around me.
So what happened? They book you into rehab or?
I did go in. Unfortunately, they had me it wasn't even rehab. It was more like, you know, like hourly sessions, AA sessions.
Okay.
And then when I went
when you
there,
sit in a circle. What is that like? And you got to stand up?
I'll tell you, it wasn't even a stand up thing, but unfortunately, and I understand everyone's got different addictions or whatever, they put not just alcoholics, it was just a whole bunch of everyone there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were very disruptive. So you got about like 15 people disrupting for an hour. Like, that's not really going to help no one.
Yeah.